Coming up on this episode of CyCar TV, it's fast, small, and custom-made. Meet Bill Bartels, builder of the motorcycle engine pocket rocket, the Hot Rod Hog, and the premier classic car showroom in Santa Monica, California. Cars with Class with Walter Novak.
Today we're talking to Bill Bartels of Bartels Harley-Davidson here in Marina del Rey, California. And Bill has an interesting history throughout the years of racing cars, racing motorcycles, and being a real enthusiast. And he's taken it upon himself to actually design a hot rod powered by a Harley-Davidson motor. This is a pretty unique car. I want to find out a little more about it from Bill and find out just how these things run. So, Bill, let me ask you first off, how did you come up with the idea of making one of these hot rods?
Probably just a history of hot rods when I was a kid, and never really got past that. I went into motorcycles because it was more affordable than cars, and it didn't take up as much space. Then over the years I got involved in the motorcycle business, and here we are today. And the first car took a year and 2 months, and cost a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
Paid him by the hour, and but he did a unique job, and really fantastic job. So another gentleman that does kit cars said, I know a guy in South Africa can build those cheap. Cheap is a comparative term. And so we built 6 more, and that's what we see here today. I sold 2 of them, and the remnants are here.
How did you come up with this particular car right here that we see?
I just like the looks of it. And anything I do has to be Harley-Davidson encouraged. So we ended up doing this. It isn't going to tear your head off anyway because it's only basically 120 horsepower and a 1,500-pound car.
You also chose not to have an opening door on the body. What was the reasoning behind that?
You couldn't have the rigidity in the chassis and be stout enough without adding weight. You have to have a really tough, big, heavy frame to not have flex. So this frame is built like a race car, and it's all triangulated fairly high up on the sides to keep the rigidity of the whole thing. It's like a motorcycle frame. You cut one spar on a motorcycle frame, it'll collapse.
Sure.
So it's the same kind of thing here. So it couldn't have doors and still be under the 1,500. And that's important because over 1,500 pounds, you come under DOT specs. And then you have to have a lot of things that
creates a whole bunch
I sure wouldn't want it to have to do. So
sure.
It was very important. We put a lot of lightweight componentry in it to make it happen that way.
And how does this handle?
Well, it handles like a go-kart.
Really? So it sticks? It's pretty responsive.
It almost has no lean, and it's got so much tire and so little weight that you can just, we took it to Willow Springs and ran it on their short course.
Really?
And you could go into a corner wide open, 60 miles an hour, and just crank the wheel, and it would just turn.
Unbelievable.
And we were trying to slide it out and had an awful time trying to make it slide. So we figured this is pretty stable.
Well, it's a fascinating car, and it's not only unique, but the passion and the time that you spent creating this thing and actually taking it from the drawing table right to an actual physical car is quite an accomplishment as well. All in all, I think that's a pretty quick turnaround from the time you had the idea to the time.
It seemed to take forever.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, and piles of money.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Bartels was right. This car does everything he says it does. Stops well, it's got plenty of power for a 2-cylinder Harley-Davidson motor. Transmission, the automatic works great, shifts like it's got a race car shift kit in it. It handles like a go-kart. It's a very impressive car. It's unbelievable that a little package like this could be so much fun and so responsive. I must say, this has got to be one of the most unique cars I've ever driven.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Okay, we're here at Cars with Class on Wilshire Boulevard in Santa Monica. Probably the most premier collector car store you could find in Southern California. It's in the right neighborhood. They know how to pick cars, and we're with the most charismatic sales representative of this institution.
Don't forget handsome.
And handsome, that anyone could possibly want. So today, what we want to do is we want to talk to Walter about the special type of customers that he experiences here at Cars with Class, since it's such an unusual neighborhood. So Walter, why don't you...
Well, I don't know if this is a customer, but every morning we have a gentleman that drives a $100,000 Mercedes, stops outside the store, has a cigarette, goes in our windows, the showroom, and goes from car to car and has a conversation with the car, then gets in his car and drives away. Does this every day.
He never bought a car?
He doesn't even come in. He just talks to the cars.
Why don't one morning you go out there and ask him what he's doing?
I don't want to offend him.
So what other kind of customer do you have?
Oh, yeah, we've sold Kings.
Really?
King Hussein bought a car here. Died right after that.
Yeah, sure.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he buy?
I don't know.
Did he get killed in your car?
No, he did not.
Oh. And what about, I mean, do you get celebrities in here? Or do you get any famous people?
Yeah,
that
I
comes in
can't.
here?
Everybody comes here.
Really?
Yeah.
And do they buy cars or they just talk?
Occasionally.
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 Any other unusual things that happen?
Outside of you?
Outside of me? Anything else that happens here?
No, we're a mild-mannered, very professional organization.
And how do you find all these cars?
Well, that's our location. We're very lucky. A lot of people come with these cars. Some of these cars we've sold 3, 4, 5, 6 times. People have them, they drive them, and then they want another toy, and we sort of fulfill that for them.
This is amazing. This is a 1954 GMC pickup, step side, that is so over the top. I can't believe this. This has a Pebble Beach quality restoration, and this is a GMC pickup truck. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I need to learn more about this truck. So let me catch Walter here and find out more about it. Walter, it looks like this owner restored this truck and had to spend $100,000.
I wouldn't be surprised if he spent $100,000. You could probably find something like this completely stripped down, and you could spend $100,000 and still not get this type of quality.
It's amazing.
No, it's spectacular.
Do you know anything about the owner or the gentleman that restored it, or
No,
why he restored it?
unfortunately we didn't. Again, as I said before, our location, we're lucky to get things like this.
This is truly amazing. Every nut and bolt, every detail, the firewall, everything is just meticulous, as if you were restoring a very valuable, high-dollar classic car. For someone who wants probably the best GMC truck of this genre out there today, I don't think you could even come close to touching this truck anywhere else. It's truly amazing, remarkable. Do you think that there's any danger of running out of these old collectible cars?
There's danger in the air everywhere, Doug.
Now, obviously, when you get some of these cars in, they're not always in tip-top running condition.
We used to restore the cars, but we don't restore the cars here anymore because it's cost prohibitive. So we try to get them done pretty well the way you see them. We do have mechanics. We service our customers' cars that are local and any kind of minor work. And occasionally we do rebuild an engine, but we try to get them as you see them.
Have you ever had calls where people want you to buy an entire collection of 50 or 60 cars?
That happens occasionally.
Where would you house them all?
Well, we get the calls, but as you can see, we're very limited, so we try to pick and choose. We do have customers, a very unusual customer that likes to drive their classic car here, look at every car we have, and then talk about their car.
I'm sure you get that a lot.
Yeah, which is...
I'm sure you get car stories, too.
Yes,
people
I
tell you about
have
it at
his
the high
car,
school.
and, you know.
Is it entertaining, or is it sort of annoying at this point?
Well, it's a great way to catch a nap during the day. Hopefully they come in after lunch, they tell a story, I catch a little nap, and life goes on.
I just don't know what to say. Thank you, Walter.
You're welcome, Doug.
And that's it for another edition of CyCar TV.